there. We have been in a period of transition with our finance offices, and in that transition, Jeanette Dixon, who served us so well and so faithfully in the area of finance in our church, Jeanette retired. Michelle Redfield is now the person that relates to our finance area or in the church on our staff. We also had a transition. Richard German, who was our longtime chair of finance, has stepped down from that position, and Ralph Betancourt is our chair of finance. Ralph is a longtime member of our church, along with his wife, Kristen. And so he and Michelle have been, with the help of others, been trying to kind of get an understanding of where we were at financially for the year that was behind us, and also to make some plans for the year that's ahead. So I want to ask Ralph to come and share with you all a financial update. So let's welcome Ralph Betancourt.
Thanks, Pastor. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, as Brian mentioned, Ralph Betancourt's been a member here for over 20 years. My wife and I raised our children here. We love this church. So glad to be back in with the finance committee and to help move the church forward. So let me ask you a question. Can you all feel the excitement in this church? I mean, do you see what's happening? Would you all agree that we have two great pastors? Come on, do we have two great pastors? We have 4 really wonderful services. We have wonderful music, sermons. These sermon series are awesome. You know, we have a great children's ministry, youth ministries, adult ministries, the adult classes, the outreach programs, the missions. I mean, the list goes on. It's all so much that we do. And our church is growing. We're always having new members join. A lot of them are young families with children. It's awesome to see. And most important, we're seeing people that are hurting and lost coming to know Christ. It's wonderful. So as our church is moving, we can see it and we know that it's good. So from the finance position, we also see great movement. And that's what I want to share with you today. 2 updates. One is on our mortgage and one is on our budget. So first on the mortgage, I want to give you a little history. How many of you were here that Sunday in 2009 when we all met we started our service in this historic sanctuary, and then we all got up and we all moved over here and we finished our service in this sanctuary? Any of you here for that time? Okay. Yeah, it was a great Sunday. That was our first Sunday in this sanctuary. And at that time, our mortgage was over $3.6 million. So a couple years later, we got the mortgage down to about $3 million, and we started a campaign to help bring that mortgage down. It was called the Beginnings Campaign. And at the time, we didn't have the mortgage as part of our budget. So people were giving to the budget as well as to the mortgage repayment. So initially, that mortgage payment was $25,000 a month. The Beginnings Campaign, we got it down, was from $3 million down to about 2.6, and we were able to reduce the mortgage from $25,000 down to $15,000. That was a big step. But then we needed some new energy, so we started the New Beginnings Campaign, and that was very successful, and that brought our mortgage down further. And then in 2016, we did it again, and we called it the Under One Campaign. And that Under One got us from 2.4 down to 1.4 million. So I just want to thank all of you that have been giving to the Under One campaign over the last 8 years. Your gifts have allowed us to service that mortgage outside of our budget of $15,000 a month, plus we made some prepayments along the way. So give yourself a round of applause on that. That was awesome. Thank you so much. So at the end of 2024, there was a group of church leaders. We got together and we said, okay, let's get this mortgage paid off. How are we going to do that? So, I mean, this mortgage is costing us $180,000 a year. We got to get this down. So we created a 5-step plan. Step 1 was we identified about $625,000 that we could take from various reserves within the church and pay the mortgage down from $1.4 million to under $800,000. We got that done. Second step was we approached 9 families within the church, and we asked them, look, we're moving towards getting the mortgage paid off. This is an initiative we want to do. We want you to help us at least get us jump-started. And those 9 families really stepped up, and they gave a total of $375,000. So I'm excited to share with you today that our mortgage balance today is now down to $414,110.19. So that was awesome. The third step was for us to get with our lender. And we asked, that's the Methodist Foundation, we said, our mortgage is now down to $414,000. Can you please re-amortize that mortgage, which they've done. And now our payment is now down to $3,000 a month. So huge savings. I mean, that savings going from $15,000 to $3,000, that's $144,000 savings annually right there. But that was not our goal. Our goal was to get the mortgage paid off. So that brings us to step 4, and that's my first ask of you today. And that's, if 9 families can give $475,000, what can the rest of our congregation do to finish this off? Let's get this last $414,000 paid off. So please prayerfully consider, think about it, pray about it. And over the next couple of weeks, if you can do it, please write a special check to the church. You can even notate on that check or give online to say mortgage payoff. Bring that to the office, and Pastor Brian or myself will give updates to let you all know how those contributions are coming in. But we really want to, we look forward to getting that paid off. So that brings us to step 5, which is we want to have a mortgage burning ceremony. And we look forward to that. In fact, when we talked about this, Pastor Brian was most excited about that. I think he might have a bit of a pyromaniac part of him. I don't know. He's very excited about burning it. So we'll let him do that. But we look forward to that day, and we want to do that this year. So the second piece I just want to share with you is our operating budget. Quick history on that. Last year, our budget was about $1.2 million. You all generously gave $1.1 million. That was awesome. But what happened is, our church is growing, and we've got some positions within the staff, the church staff, that were not filled last year. They need to be filled. It's really unsustainable on, doing more with less, and we need to fill those positions this year. We have our mortgage premium has gone up significantly. I don't know if any of you are in business, but especially business premiums, that's a significant increase. But now, the beauty is we're now taking that mortgage payment, which was always paid outside the budget. We're rolling that into the budget. Someone asked me after the last service, she said, Ralph, I've been giving both to general giving and to the Under One campaign. Do I still need to do that? I said, no. It would be great if you kept the same level of giving and made that into one check, because now all that will go towards the budget. So, but when you look at going from $1.1 million in gifts last year to 1.3, that's about a 20% increase. So again, please prayerfully consider, think about it, pray about it. What can you give on whatever you're giving, weekly or monthly? Think in terms of 20%, because that is what we need to just keep this church moving forward. And as we started off, we got so much going on. It's a very exciting time in our church. God's moving this church. We're moving towards Christ. It's all good, and we just thank you for all your support. If you have any questions, I'll be here at the end of the service. I'll be around. Thank you so much.